your intuition be wrong? Is that even possible? In this video, I'm going to look at 5 things that might be happening to make you think that your intuition is wrong, and then what you can do about them. My name is Jada, and welcome to my channel. Since 2018, I have been focusing on developing my intuition, trusting my intuition, and being able to channel spirit. And I'm here to share everything that's helped me in the hopes that it can help you. So let's get into it. When someone says, I can't trust my intuition or my intuition was wrong, what they're actually saying is that they were expecting a certain result to happen and it was probably a good result that they were expecting, and then that didn't happen. Maybe it was a negative result, a bad result, or just something unexpected that they weren't anticipating, but they thought that they could trust their intuition and then it didn't work out. So it makes them think that their intuition was wrong. What might actually be happening is a few things. So let's go into number 1. The first thing that might be happening is that it's just a stepping stone to the actual result. It's a step in the right direction, but the result wasn't as immediate as the person wanted, or maybe you wanted. So let's look at an example. Maybe you thought meeting with someone was going to result in some kind of opportunity, business deal, job opportunity, something like that. You met with that person and then it didn't actually end up resulting in the thing that you thought it was going to. And so then you think, okay, I guess I was wrong about this person, this meeting. It didn't end up being what I thought it was going to be. But that person gave you the name of somebody else to reach out to, who then gave you somebody else to reach out to, and it just kind of set off this domino of people to reach out to. And then at the very, very end, you actually got the result that you were hoping for. You got the business deal, the funding, the job opportunity, whatever it is, it ended up coming to fruition, all because you followed that intuitive nudge, that first intuitive nudge to meet with that first person, and that just set off a chain reaction. You ultimately ended up in the right place, but it was like a step in the right direction. This first thing wasn't the thing that got you the result, but it led you there. So that's something that could be happening where you think, okay, my intuition was wrong, but maybe it just requires a little bit more patience because it hasn't actually ended up resulting, it hasn't come to an end. And as Abraham Hicks would say, all the cooperative components are coming together to support you, so you just have to wait for those cooperative components to actually come to fruition. So that's the first thing. The second thing that might be going on is that karma or contracts are at play. Now, what does that mean? It is possible that before we incarnate onto this earth, into this life, that we create contracts with other people for experiences that we want to have with them. It could be business experiences, it could be romantic experiences, friendships, business deals, like whatever the different kind of relationships there are, some of those might be contracted. And this is all in an effort for the soul to, line up a whole bunch of experiences that it wants to have on this earth. And because we have free will, we can actually choose whether we want to, in this life, once we get here, actually have those experiences. And because of free will, our intuition is then guiding us to these people, to these experiences, so that we can fulfill those contracts. Contracts can be completed, and then we can move on. So that's the first part of this. The second part, and maybe not as nice, is karma. So maybe karma is at play, and maybe that's what your intuition is helping you with. On that note, I'm assuming that we've had many, 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 many lives before this one, and it is possible that during those lives, we've created some kind of karma that we need to clear. So with that, our intuition is actually guiding us to be able to clear that karma. We are guided to experiences that, in the conscious mind is really not very ideal and kind of sucks. But on a soul level, we're clearing this karma that is for our highest and best good. And we're doing it in a way that's more effective than waiting until we're in the spiritual plane. Apparently clearing karma on earth in this 3D dense physical environment, the karma gets cleared much faster than if you tried to clear it as a spirit. You might also even be clearing karma for your ancestors. It might not even be for you. You might be helping your ancestral line and clearing karma for them. So just know that your intuition might not be wrong. It just might be leading you to do this thing that doesn't feel very good, but actually benefits you. So that's the second thing. The third reason why you might feel like your intuition is wrong, but it's not, is because you could be anchoring your energy and your codes into Earth. Let me explain what that means. We all have a blueprint. We all have an energetic blueprint when we come here. And especially if we're trying to support the collective, advance humanity, we could have codes that we're also trying to anchor into Earth. If you've ever found yourself feeling very strongly to go to a certain place, whether it's like a city, a country, wherever, and then you get there and you have a good experience, it's like neutral, but you leave there thinking, well, I really don't know why I was so drawn to go to that place. Nothing really spectacular happened. It might just be that you needed to go there so that your energy was there. You simply being there with your vibration, with your codes, with your energy could have helped the land, could have cleared the land, could have helped clear the people. It was all orchestrated in the background so that you would go there and help the energy of that place. So that is another reason why you might feel like your intuition is off or your intuition was wrong, but it's actually what you're being guided to do was very productive. So that's the third reason. The fourth reason why you might feel like your intuition was wrong is that maybe it wasn't even your intuition. Maybe it was your ego that was actually guiding you. It is a very tricky thing to discern between ego and our intuitive voice. Like intuition, the divine could be our higher self, spirit guides, angels, archangels, God, source, creator, all the energies that are serving the light. That's our intuition. That's like us getting that divine guidance. Whereas the ego is not very nice a lot of the time. And it's really hard to discern between those two. And really, that requires its own video. Yes, there's a lot to that. And I probably will make that video. But for now, just know that it's a tricky thing to discern between ego and intuition. And it's very possible that you weren't actually being guided by your intuition and that it was actually ego that was calling the shots and getting you to do the thing that didn't end up working out for your benefit. So just recognize that and realize that it's something to really learn how to discern. So the last reason, the fifth reason why you might feel like your intuition is wrong is because it was attached to a soul lesson. Now hear me out. Don't click away because you've heard this before and you don't want to hear anything about soul lessons, because this one is really, really key. It's possible that when we come onto this earth, we are generally being led by our ego. Our ego, its main job is to keep us alive on this planet, and it also is helping us get the things that we think we want on earth. As an example, money, power, status, clout, like success. It's trying to help us get all those things that we think we want, and it's trying to keep us alive. The soul cares not about any of those things. The soul just wants juicy experiences of duality. Duality being like the good and the bad. Consciously, like our conscious mind sits there and goes, I will happily take the good without the bad, cancel bad, no thank you. But the soul enjoys that duality and enjoys experiences attached to that. So to add on to that, the soul also has lessons that it's trying to learn through you being on earth. Let me give you an example. This might help to explain it a little bit better. Let's say your father was a certain type of way or your mother was a certain type of way, right? And there was a certain aspect of that person in your life as a child that you really did not like because it wasn't supportive, it made you feel a certain type of way, it wasn't good, okay? Then you find in your adult life, you work for a boss that is very much like that parent and aspects of that parent that you did not appreciate. And then you go and marry somebody who has the same qualities you realize, and it's showing up and triggering you in the same way, making you feel the same way. And you're looking at these three different people thinking, they are totally different people. How am I experiencing the same thing in these three people? Well, it could be that this is showing up in your life. You're being guided towards these people. These people are in your life to teach you something that you're meant to learn in this life. Maybe in this example, it's that you're meant to learn boundaries, right? You're meant to uphold your boundaries. Maybe you're meant to have more confidence. Maybe you're meant to have more self-love. Maybe it's all those things. Once you learn that lesson and you acknowledge it and you are different towards those people, that lesson is learned. It's kind of closed and put aside. You can move on from it. And that aspect of those people that you didn't really care for kind of dissolves and disintegrates and goes away, and they show up totally different towards you. And the lesson has been learned and you can move on. But in the meantime, your intuition is leading you to these experiences so that you'll learn the lesson, even though it doesn't feel very good in the moment. So what can you do about this? I've given you 5 examples as to why your intuition isn't necessarily wrong. It's just guiding you towards different things, and different things might be at play. Well, the first thing, the thing that helped me the most, was to actually get curious about what was happening. Instead of letting the mental loop of my intuition sucks, my intuition's wrong, I can't trust my intuition, I guess I don't deserve good things, why does this keep happening to me? Bad things always happen to me, like that kind of mental loop. Taking a step back and actually getting curious about the situation that's happened. Approaching it by saying, well, that's really interesting that that happened. That really wasn't what I was expecting. I wonder why that is. And once I let go of that resistance of like this harsh, like, oh, I'm so angry at this situation, and just blocking it with this like harsh energy, it gave that situation some space and allowed me to, upon reflection, see other aspects, see other elements, and helped me to make sense of that situation. To add to that, as I was asking for clarity about the situation, I was actually asking for clarity. Like I was actually asking for help to understand the situation. Like, what am I not seeing? What don't I understand about this person, the situation, whatever it is? And only with our asking can we get answers, because the divine can't interfere with our free will. So once we ask, they can answer. The trick then is to use your intuition to get the answer. And you'll need to pay attention to, how do you get that answer? Is it like a picture that drops into your mind? Maybe it's a thought that comes to you. Maybe all of a sudden you just know. You just know something. You're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Now I get it. That's why that happened. It might also not come right away. It might wait to come to you when you're in like this open headspace. For instance, maybe when you're meditating, maybe when you're falling asleep or waking up, maybe when you're driving or showering or running or working out, or wherever you have like a clear, open, not a lot of mind chatter kind of time. That's when that information tends to drop in, and then you have clarity on a situation. So that's really the goal of this channel, is to tap into intuition, develop intuition, trust intuition, so you can be confident with intuition. So if that's something that resonates with you, I would love for you to subscribe. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your journey, and thank you for watching.